Good evening, everyone. My name is Jaquise Moore. I am the host of this awesome page, Learning with Jasmine. And it was interesting. Wasn't expecting a guest tonight, and it's interesting because we don't really know each other, but we connected on social media already because we just mamas. We know representing our children, advocating, doing what we don't know what is best. And so we connected on Learning with Jasmine page. And then Janelle, I saw your post.
Oh, this today?
Like within what, 15 minutes ago, and was like,
right.
I want to go on live. I was like, you can go on my live.
That was the plan.
You guys. That's how I do it. Don't post things.
Okay, so I'm trying to post it. All right.
Don't post things. I will read it and I'll be like,
On the spot too. On the spot.
Called on you on Facebook messaging like, can you come on my show like within 10 minutes? So that's how it is. Okay, so you introduce yourself and we're gonna just jump right on in.
Okay, so my name is Janelle Stice. I am originally from New York. I live in Southern Maryland. I have a 6-year-old on the spectrum. I have a 25-year-old, a 22-year-old, and a 6-year-old. My 6-year-old is on the spectrum. I'm a full-time student. I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I work at the library, all of those, other things, but autism is probably the center of my life, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's me. That's my little introduction.
Okay. Well, like I said, we barely know each other. Just a few text messages and here and there. So this is great. Just to fill you out. Maybe we could do a live, for further shows or whatever. You never know. Definitely communicating with each other here and there. That's always good. And so I literally have created a new spot on Instagram. Actually interesting because yesterday was maybe my first time doing it really. And I literally just did a show within 10 minutes. So it's going to be, you guys, it's going to be just a little snippet of the show. It's not going to be anything that's going to be prolonged, long and, over an hour like I usually do. It's just snippet because it's 30 days of this. Okay. It's 30 days of show. So throughout the time. So Janelle, if you want to come back on any other topic, I know you were saying that a couple weeks ago, and here you are.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about sensory. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna try. But your life just goes, we're just busy. We're just bouncing all over the place.
But you can always come back because we always live in the autism world every day. So it's not just have to be about April 15th, which is going to be sensory. So you can always let me know. Yeah, you can always tell me your story.
I like that.
There you go.
We live in autism all day. Listen.
I love the energy. You're like me. Okay, so I just want to say that we are not doctors. Okay, this is one of the ones tonight and tomorrow is like one of the ones that you just don't really want to talk about it without saying you're not a doctor. Okay.
Right.
And so we are not doctors. We are just hype mamas. Okay. And we just hype mamas. And I found some information about the signs of autism, and you can find it all on social media, all on the platforms. But I have it through Center for Disease Control and Prevention. It's a really great website, you guys, to really look at. And so instead of me reading a little bit, Janelle, can you share some things a little bit of what? Now, tell me your son's. Can you?
Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So.
Oh, nothing. You're doing great. Thank you.
You guys, and this is what this is what we need sometimes to have a live show, and that's what it is. So, you know,
This
if
is
this is,
autism.
yes, so if this is like, then I'm sorry, this is not the right page. But
This ain't for you.
this ain't for you, but this is what the life is all about. Okay, so if you can please tell me about Hunter, you know, what age did you see some signs or?
So, okay. So I had a Hunter when I was 38, right? I was a little older, was a little wiser. I wasn't, 19. I wasn't stupid. I always said that I was 19 and stupid when I had my first daughter. And that's just me. But I was 38 and I had Hunter. And so maybe like, those milestones, now, because when I had my daughter, we didn't have this. You go in the doctor's office, you have your little milestone paper and you check off all the milestones. Well, I'm looking at the milestones. My baby's hitting none of them, right? And I'm going, oh, well, he don't do that. Oh, he's supposed to have 25 words. He got 2. And 2 of them, me and my husband understand, nobody else. And so as we're going, to the milestones, and I will say one thing regarding signs is that his daycare provider, Miss Caprice, who's in Southern Maryland and Waldorf, she was a big advocate for him, because for me, I never want to hear anything bad about my kids. Like, oh, I see something funny about your kid. Oh, this, I don't want to hear that. And she kept pushing. She kept saying, why don't you take him to early intervention? And I said, no, because the doctor said he's fine. So there's no need to go. But every time we were going for these milestones, he was not hitting any of them. None of them. Not one, none of them. He hit none of the milestones. And so about, I think 18 months, his 18-month checkup, I took him. I went into the doctor and they said, no, he's fine. And I said, no, just give me just give it to me. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Just give it to me. I kind of did the, the angry person, the angry mom. Just give it to me. I'm just tired of you telling me no. And so I get to, you have to advocate for your kids. Like, I'm learning that more and more now. Like, I'm his advocate. And so sometimes you're not going to see the nicest Mrs. Stice, who's, educated and poised and, oh, okay. Sometimes you're going to get the other spectrum of me, because I have to advocate for him because he doesn't have a voice to do that. And so I get to this early intervention and, they do the test.
By the way, early intervention is awesome, you guys.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Intervention. So we went, and long story short, they do all of the tests, and I'm sitting there all smiley. Okay. And so they give me the paper, and they're like, he's below in everything, right? So he's 18 months, he's testing 5 months at one thing, 7 months for something else, and I'm looking at the paper going, oh, wait, this is a thing. Oh, what does this mean? And so at that point, they mentioned autism, but they didn't diagnose, they didn't say, they just mentioned it. Like, it was kind of like in passing. And so we do everything else that early intervention tells you we do. Now, I'm the mama who, if you tell me something needs to be fixed, I'm gonna figure out how to fix it. So I done researched, I'm talking to his daycare provider, tell me what you know, tell me what I have to do, who do I call? I'm calling everyone. But I still didn't think autism. So fast forward 2 years, maybe about 3 or 4, I started noticing more things, more signs, and I'm going, something is a little off. But we know autism is a spectrum, right? So I'm thinking autism, nonverbal, don't talk, don't look at you, shies away. I have the other end of the spectrum, right? I have excessively verbal. I have inappropriately verbal. I have inappropriate touch. I have nonstop go. I have a sensory seeker. I have the other.
Did you have the eye contact?
Oh, will look you in your face, 100%. It look you right in your eye.
Okay. What
about
want to be close to you and want to be touched and all that type of thing?
Yeah. So yes, that's a part of sensory. His sensory seeking. He wants to be touched. He wants to be cuddled. He wants to be up under you.
Okay.
The rub, and inappropriately sometimes, right? Because this is a spectrum. So I have the inappropriate toucher. That's who I have.
I have the right here moment, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing, baby? No, it's not. It's not a baby right there. Right here, it's not a baby.
No, don't let
You
him out.
know?
Here's another cookie.
In church, in the grocery store, whatever. Like, what are you doing?
Wait, in church, I had him palm someone sometime. I was like, oh, no, wait, what are we doing? Now, luckily, she was an educator. She's an autism mama, so she understood. But I was like, oh, oh, please don't.
Yes. So yes. Yeah. So Jasmine was that type of child who was like in line with Hunter with I would say the signs that they're like, oh my goodness, red flag moment, right? That she wasn't responding. So let me stop you right here and let me kind of go into it. Again, we're not doctors. This is definitely something that we definitely are saying that you need to talk to your child's pediatrician. And so the possible red flags that goes along with it. I'm just reading from the list that I just copy and paste and from the center of the website that the prevention. So not responding to their name by 12 months, not point at objects to show interest. Point is so like if the airplane is going around in the sky and your child is like,
right.
Not like, oh, airplane, oh, it's going this way, then that by 14 months, that might be a red flag. Not play pretend games, avoid eye contact and want to be alone, have trouble understanding other people's feelings or talking about their own feelings, have delayed speech and language skills. And for Jasmine, that was the most red flag for Jasmine, but everything else was, she was looking eye, but the speech delayed the speech, like you were saying for Hunter, maybe two. I would say for Jasmine, she would only say it like if she heard it like multiple times, but that would be the only thing that she would say. Or she would say the last thing that you would say. So like you said everything else, like 6 other words, but then the 7th word, she will only say that last one because that's the last thing that she heard. Okay. And so let's move it on to give unrelated answers to questions, get upset by minor changes, flap their hands, rock their body, or spin in circles. Did Hunter ever do that?
So Hunter did not start stimming until, I want to say he was maybe about 3. I think he was about 3 when he first started stimming. And at 3, he hadn't been diagnosed.
Like I was going to ask you that question. Yeah, I was going to ask you that question.
He hadn't been diagnosed at 3. We went to a very big reputable place. I will not name their name, but they was big and reputable, and everyone said, go here because they're going to.
It's probably the one that I went to.
And so I went, and we go and we do the testing, and we're there, yay! And the man looked at me in my face because my son walked in the room and said, hi, how are you? My name is Hunter. And he said, he doesn't have autism. And I was like this. I was like, he doesn't? You sure? Because right now he's sitting on your floor, flapping his arms. He's licking the window. No, you don't think so?
No, that was the cue right there that they're not looking at. They're looking at, and someone actually had to tell me, they said, Jaquise, they want the nonverbals. I was like, what?
Yeah. Right.
But that's what it sounds like they're saying. They want the nonverbal one.
They want the nonverbal because he was verbal, and right now he's excessively verbal, right? So he was verbal, and he had a delay. He had a speech delay, and still does. But we talk with him. So I'm talking with him, trying to figure out or learning different tactics. His daycare provider is helping me because she, is educated in the area. And so I'm learning. So we're talking with him. So he knows how to give you a scripted conversation. Now, if you stray outside of the scripted conversation, then you would know, oh, wait, because now we're just talking about something different. He can say, hello, how are you? Are you good? Did you have a good day? Now, after that, I don't know what you're going to get. We're going to get dinosaurs, astronauts. I'm not sure, right? We're going to get something. But he started stimming about 3, and he hadn't been diagnosed yet. And so that was another sign. And then he was in OT and speech, and they kept saying it. And I was like, okay. Said to go somewhere else.
Okay. So, we're going to be talking about the difference between boys and girls in a couple days. Yes. We have a great mom. Another one that was on my page. I was like, oh, you have a boy and a girl. Can you come on my show?
Right.
And so she's going to be coming on, but it's interesting because you have a boy, I have a girl. And so we're going to be talking about the age difference of individuals, more than likely the amount of boys that are diagnosed than girls. And for Jasmine, she wasn't stimming until 8-7.
Really?
And she only stemmed, I kid you not, in that 1 year.
See, wow, because stemming has evolved, right? I feel like it grows with him. So at 3, it was very minimal. It was like a this.
And she was stemming. She was actually, now she does do this.
Okay.
She does do this throughout, but like full blown stemming like this, yeah, she stopped winning the whole year, but she does this throughout. Like she'll listen to something and she'll do this. And she'll just do this and then she'll stop and just do this a little bit with her fingers down at the bottom. I'm like, because it gets to the point that like she's not even seeing what's on the screen. Okay. So she's like this, and I'm like, okay, put your hands down, and she'll do a little bit of it. I don't see it, but I just let her be, that type of thing.
Right.
But she's more like, now she's getting to the point that she is bouncing a lot.
Oh, okay.
She's bouncing a lot. Yeah. And
so Hunter has graduated from this to full on body. Right?
Okay.
The whole body. And
okay.
Sometimes it's standing up, sometimes it's sitting down, sometimes it's this, but it's the whole body. And it seems to have evolved, like not every year, but since 4, it's changed. And I've noticed the changes. And now we've added a vocal component to it. Now the vocal component is driving me up every wall in my house, right? Because it's like a motor sound. And so he does it when he does this. And I'm like, and I try to let him be. I'm like, quiet voice. Oh, can you do that in a quiet voice? And it never happens. But so yeah, his stemming has evolved and kind of grown.
Okay. I've actually had a challenge, I should say. A challenge with a specialist for Jasmine. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on when we have that moment, when we have those conversation. But so that actually had made me want to know about autism certification program. So I actually have my 40 hours. I'm almost done my 40 hours. I don't know if I want to be a licensed, specialist. But I just wanted to know, as a parent, what was the role? What's the role? What's the, everything that goes along with it? And so it came down to just being aware of what I'm, advocating for my child, and then I can, give them talk to them in their language. Basically, right. That's what it is. And I remember one of the specialists said that there is, and I'm gonna jump down to, we kind of talked about social, so we talked about the red flags and the social skills that comes along with it, because obviously, if you're not, if your child is not having eye contact, that might be a social,
Right.
um, you know, issue when it comes
Mm-hmm.
down to, like, if I'm always talking to you like this and you're trying to talk to me, that's communication too. And so I remember someone who was saying that their behaviors, and we're going to jump down to the unusual interests and behaviors. The behaviors sometimes can get overwhelmed, as with the parents. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that moment when it's like, oh my goodness, like she's about to do this right now. Like I can sense it, right? But so we're
Right.
going to talk about a little bit about unusual interests and behaviors. Anything that a hunter has that's unusual. Um,
See, you know how you think of autism and you think about the unusual behavior of lining up things and
yes,
lining up, and I see posts. I'm in a lot of groups and they line,
yes,
children line up their trucks. I
toys.
have a nephew lines up his trains. They have to be a certain way. Hunter, unusual to me is his sensory. And the reason I say that is because, sometimes with him, it's like it's excessive.
Mm.
It's not just very normal. Like there's not one thing that he's fixated on. Like sometimes it'll shift for him. Like one day he'll be, I'm just on Paw Patrol. Everything's Paw Patrol. We're talking about Paw Patrol. And, it's real serious. And then we'll shift. And now we're talking about Mario and games. But the
We're
sensory to
talking about
me.
Elsa. You
Oh, you talking
guys,
about Elsa?
you guys, stop saying and let us know. Stop, please. I can't have it anymore.
Yes, we did. We went through a Moana phase. We went through Moana. Yeah. So his kind of shifts every now and again. Will have something, but to me, his sensory is what's excessive because it'll be, other parents may say things like, "Oh, don't do that." I'm like, "Don't lick." Oh no, don't lick somebody. Like licking is not hello. Okay, don't do that. No. So to me, that's
I gotta have you on. I
excessive.
have to have you on for sensory. I know the date is not working out for you, but we will come on back. Maybe let me know May or June, and we will
Okay.
definitely go on
Woo!
sensory. As I know,
Definitely.
I feel that you have some stories, girl.
Ooh.
But yeah, I definitely know about the coloring, the putting the counting bears in all
Mm-hmm.
yellows and red and green and
Oh.
blue.
While you're counting?
Oh yeah, they have to have. They cannot be together. They cannot. The colors cannot be together. If she's gonna count, she has to be all yellows. And if it's more than one, more than 5 or 10, whatever. I'm like, girl, that's why you put stuff back so that we know. But she'll lose them and she'll play with other ways or whatever. Right now, there's only three: a mommy, a daddy, and the baby. Bears, and they are, and there's only three yellow ones. They cannot be different colors, and so that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Um, so yeah. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot now that I'm not only am I being more engaged as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
just learning this on the side. So when I'm talking to someone, I'm like, okay, now let me talk to you in your language and as a professional, then for me to be like a crazy mom moment, and that's how I feel. So let's continue on. This is a really good talk, you guys. Um, So like likes parts of an object, unusual interest and behavior. I remember there was a student when I was a preschool teacher, only liked the wheels, just the wheels. Just had a big wheels, and realized that Daddy had a car that had some big wheels. I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So let's continue on with other symptoms. Now, this is something that I am in my 40s, and I have to say that
you in your 40s. 40 what?
40.
No,
I'm
not.
40 actually.
Ma'am. Okay. Because I just knew you was about good 28.
Thank you so much. It's the live video, you guys.
We just shouting out names. Look, I'm 44. I'm 44.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank you. I know when you were saying your kids' numbers, I'm like, oh my goodness.
She was getting busy.
It's that cream that we use called Jeans, you guys. Hey. Okay. So other symptoms, you know, this is the thing that I, all these years of knowing about, you know, individuals that may have, I wouldn't say autism, because I never really knew. I really didn't really hear about autism until, I would say, when I was a preschool teacher, and that was ending like, I would say 2006. But prior to that, I really never heard about autism. And if I heard about something like that, it wasn't really like an actual conversation. Okay. And then I only saw on social media, and these are other symptoms, you guys, very acting without thinking, impulsivity or hyperactivity, short attention span, aggression, causing self-injury, and temper tantrums. I never knew that there was a difference between a tantrum versus the meltdown.
And the meltdown.
I never knew those things. And we do have a date for that, you guys. Hello.
The meltdown? That's a whole different other.
That's a little bit too much right now, right?
Okay. Cool.
But I only saw an aggression. Like, I was just like going at it. And I'm like, you know, oh my goodness, like what? That parent did not do what? And then when I got to the point that it was me, I was the parent that was, if this sense, can I say, being attacked, right? You know, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm that parent now, you know. But I have to say, now here's a side that I wish I wish I would have known a long time ago versus the aggression part. Okay, and I'm glad that we are having a movement of parents and advocates who are moving to the point that, yes, sometimes there might be an episode of aggression.
Right.
But we are advocating for our children and make it known that they are having so many gains. And so I wanted to really address, as day 2 of Autism Awareness Month, and we are not just doing this just for the month, we're doing this all year round. We are always, you know,
we live it.
Children. I just want to encourage the community to do more gains than challenges. You know, I didn't grow up knowing those things. And
Exactly.
so, and you know, there might have been individuals that might have had autism, but maybe the system did not know about autism,
Right.
you know, but there's in the past, I saw more aggression, which I was scared of. And I'm like, oh, now I'm the parent. And so when I found out that Jasmine had autism, I was not scared for the diagnosis. I was more scared of what about the aggression. Isn't that
Okay.
crazy? Because that's all I saw. That's all I knew.
Right.
You know, and so because of that, I think a lot of people are like scared about the aggression. I mean, I had somebody say, you know, if you don't, you know, get this settled, it's gonna get worse, which is true.
Right.
You know, routines are awesome. You know, giving them choices is awesome. You know, but I'm just so scared that I put my work as a place of relief. When COVID came, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to literally be in the same place with her 24/7.
Say it again.
I am
Say it again.
scared.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it one more time.
I'm scared about this COVID-19. Like, why did the COVID-19 have to make me be home?
Home. Say it again. I have to be home. I try and figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
Right here. How do I do this?
How do I do it? Then I became that advocate mom. But before I was scared of my daughter. Because all I heard and all I saw and all I knew was aggression. And so while I'm just trying to not step on her toes.
Right. To get her to that place that's going to show that aggression.
And so the signs was there. The diagnosis was there. She was in a special ed program. And that was my, okay, all right, love you, bye-bye. You know, that moment. But then she got home and it was aggression mode. And maybe because I wasn't responding the way I was supposed to respond, and maybe I definitely did not know what to do and how to do it. And so she felt overwhelmed. And it's so important, you guys, to flood that social media with games. It is so important. And this is exactly how this type of talk is so important for the community to know that, first of all, we obviously it's two of us and millions of other people that, you know, we're not alone in this. And so the community, we need to come together as a hype parent, the person who wants to, you know, someone said last night where I was on this show, and they said, April is just a moment that we just speak louder. I was like, okay, I like that. You know, we speak louder. We really, people know about it. So anyway, Janelle, would you like to say anything else about you know, just what I kind of said instead of making more positive?
You mean in a nutshell?
Yes.
So wait, in a nutshell on aggression or in a nutshell?
No, just to signs but not just, I'm not talking about signs. I'm talking about the community, you know.
So, you know, I don't know if I could say it in a better way. I feel like this with the community. We have to get out of the mindset of everyone needs a meeting. We have to get out of the mindset of I'm a better parent than she is, so I'm going to offer my 2 cents in the middle of this moment when this child is having something that looks like a tension tantrum, and I'm going to tell you what I think you should do because this works for me. We have to get out of that because every disability, every everything that may be going on with a child may not be visible. You may not be able to see it, right? Because autism is not necessarily you're going to see it. Someone will look at Hunter and be like, oh, I don't have autism because he talks. Oh, he says hello. The community, I would say, just needs to have a more open mind. And I think that, yes, autism awareness, and we be loud in April so that we can help the community understand what may be going on. One parent, and I am a very verbal and vocal person when I want to be. Mm-hmm. And I work in a library, and we have a lot of moms who come in. And now that, I know the signs and I see the signs and I can recognize the signs, I can tell when someone's on the spectrum. Now, this one little boy came in. I knew he was on the spectrum. He's been in many a time. And long story short, he comes in, he's standing. His mom is trying to check out. He's having a meltdown. And this older couple decides that they want to have a moment to say something. We're going to say something because this isn't making sense and you should do this. And so me being who I am, very vocal, I said very loudly, mind your business, right? Mind your business. It's okay. He's fine. His mother has him. Just go ahead and move. And she was in tears because she's embarrassed. And I've been there. She's embarrassed. Someone's looking at her. She's trying to handle her daily business and she can't because her child is having a meltdown. And in moments like that, it's when it hurts, moms or dads to come outside with their child because we think that someone's going to look at us or they're going to have something to say or they're going to point the finger or they're going to whisper and stare. And so that's when the community needs to be aware, right? And so there just needs to be more awareness of what's going on. And I'm okay for you asking me, are you okay? Oh, he has autism. What does that mean? Ask me, but don't give me your 2 cents sometimes because it's not needed, and I think as sometimes we are embarrassed because there was a moment when I got the diagnosis that I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed, like, oh my God, my son has autism. What does this mean? So I was the quiet mama. I didn't go outside with him. I didn't take him places. I did things very low key and quick and quiet. And I was the mom who would leave a cart and just grab him and walk right on out the store. Now I'm over it. Go on and say something if you want to, because you don't know who you're going to catch. You don't know if you're going to catch New York Janelle or you're going to catch nice and sweet Southern Maryland Janelle, right? You don't know which one you're going to catch. So I just think that the community, yes, just needs to be aware. Listen, you're going to catch New York. Linda Boulevard to be specific. You're going to catch her, okay?
Janelle, we are doing a live show.
We're doing a live. Listen, you don't know you're going to catch. I just think the community does need to be open-minded.
Be kind, you guys. It's always about being kind and respectful. All right, this is great, you guys. I told y'all, Janelle, we are definitely gonna hook up with something. Just let me know what day and time, and we'll be here. Yes. All right, you guys. So tomorrow, you guys, we're gonna be talking about autism spectrum disorder assessment.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Assessment.
I'm gonna be here with you.
All right. You gonna be here on my show?
No, I'm gonna.
You don't say anything. I will. Oh, you gonna be on my show?
No, because I got 2 people on here who are 2 mamas, Caprice, which is the daycare provider, and Jessica, and they both are mamas of autistic children. And so I'm gonna tell them to get with you so that they can be on.
Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know. All right. Okay, you guys. It's good. It's good. All right. Day 3 tomorrow. All right. Have a good night. Bye.
All right.